Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to ERN F1 Division 3 Round 12. Oh, that sounds long time to say Round 12, doesn't
12 races already. I mean, that's 12 weeks, right? Because it's one every week. 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Blimey, it's been a long time.
You really confused me then. Yeah, when you say 12 races, it's like, yeah, that doesn't sound too much. 12 weeks. Oh,
That's a long time.
makes me sound old.
Well, it's been full of action-packed racing, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've got no sound. Oh dear. Oh dear me.
Do you want to exit and rejoin?
Yeah, sound. Here we go. See, I am a computer whiz. I've worked out how to do the sound.
Yes, it looks like Dame's going to be out first, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, Dame saw him doing some practice earlier, so maybe a good performance from him today. Maybe convert it into another win. How many wins he got this season? I know he's got a few, isn't he?
Yeah, quite a few from. I will check just now.
But anyway, here at Silverstone, where it all started, 70 years ago.
Was it 70 years ago? Blimey.
Oh yeah. Did you miss that big 70th anniversary Grand Prix?
Oh, yeah.
Do you not?
I did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course you did. But anyway, we're here for qualifying, so hopefully some... Oh god, I almost dropped my controller. Hopefully some good stuff will be seen. Really nice track. What do you think of it? It's our home Grand Prix, so what do you think of it?
I mean, not to be biased or anything, but I love it. It's a great circuit. Maggots and Beckett's one of my favourite corners in the calendar. I mean, it's brilliant. Lots of fast corners, but there's definitely a lot of opportunities for overtaking, even around corners which are quite difficult.
Yeah, do you want to do a lap with Dame? Is going to be the first one to set a lap? Yeah, ride on board with him and you can do that.
Yep, so coming around turn 1, coming down the main straight, down lovely wing, coming into turn 1 now. Very quick corner is flat usually, and we come into the turn 2, I believe. Sorry, no, turn 3, as we come into turn 4 now. Coming around this sort of quite a dodgy corner, this one here, but you just got to take a lot of inside curve to make it flat, as DRS is now enabled, and he's going to be really ripping it down this straight as we come down to turn 6. Quite a difficult braking zone. Coming up to turn 7, really getting as much power. Nice line through there, not taking too much curve, but not going as wide. Lovely exit there from Dame, and coming around the right-hander. And this corner, very difficult, and obviously it's have to take it flat, takes it flat, beautifully done there, as we come to my favourite section of the track, Magnus and Becca. So here we go. So there's the left, there's the right, here's the difficult left, a little bit of tap on the brake, into the right, another bit more of a brake, and it runs that perfectly. DRS is now open down Hanger Straight. I believe that's Hanger Straight. So we've got a long time till turn 15, as he's come up there very quickly, taking a lovely line, not running too wide. You usually invalidate around that corner, as coming into turn 16, quite a slow corner. 17's a bit of an odd corner with the throttle, just managing throttle out on the exit, coming around the final corner. That looks like a good lap from Dame as he puts it in P1 with the 125.5.
The crown door behind 125.6. Next across the line will be Big G in the Haas. He does a 126.6. Massey goes quicker with a 125.3, so that's a good lap from him. Next cross line was a racing point, but I believe that lap was invalidated, unless he's starting a lap. Who was that? That was Towie, so he invalidated his lap, I believe. Next cross line, another Arc, is it? Yes, he did a 126 with Wispy behind with 127.2 and a 27.6 from Beardo Wheels. And who'll be next? It'll be Dingo Dolphin with 127.0. So he goes to him. Oh, there. Puts him into P8. Oh, crying out loud, not my day. Just saw a Williams cross the line of Kylie Boy with 126.1. Next across the line will be a McLaren, as Beardo Wheels is in the gravel trap. McLaren comes across the line to go P12, and who just jumped? jumped up there. I think that might have been Zac's Beast jumping up into P5. Yes, it was, with 126.4. Next across the line will be a Ferrari of Total Recall. He's coming across the line now. Where's this going to put him? I think he's starting a lap. He's starting a lap, never mind. But some strong laps we're seeing here. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of invalidations, which is a bit annoying as Tauri has just dived into the pit after invalidating a lap. So, I mean, I find it quite difficult to just get a lap in without invalidating it. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of corners, you just run a little bit wide and it just gets invalidated. It can be really frustrating for the drivers.
Yeah, had a validation last week. But we've got a medium. Someone's going to try and get in the top 10 on the mediums of Shadow Wolf, as he's just come out of the gravel. As I believe he's on his outlap actually. So nice. Medium's not warmed up yet, but hopefully should get them warmed up easy enough. But oh, this is a track, isn't it? You got to love this track.
Yeah. So new people we got today, I believe, is Wispy and Fast Scope, and the McLaren of Lim Jaehee. So 3 new drivers today. So it's going to be interesting to see where they come. But just going to point out that Fast Scoped has been disqualified from session. I'm not too sure what's happened there with him. And I just had a report that the race today is going to be completely dry. So hopefully we'll be looking for a good bit of racing. So
Total Recall just drops up into a 125.8, sorry, so that takes him up to P4. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. Jaehee, P13, not too bad. And Wispy, the next rookie, just in front of him by only 2 tenths. So very competitive between the two recruits, as well as third on the grid. They're very close together. I mean, they're all in 126 from P5 to P11, which is quite packed.
As I think, thought the Renaults were doing a bit of a tow there, but apparently not. They're both on outlaps, so they might be doing a tow during this, but we'll have to wait and see. As people are starting to come out and do their laps now.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy way to see if someone is on a lap. I mean, if you just look at the telemetry, you can see whether if their ERS is nice and full, then you know they're about to start a lap. But if not, if it's about half degraded, then you know they're coming across the line to start a lap, to finish lap. Sorry. So it's very nice, useful.
Yeah, next cross line is Zac's Beast. Using your telemetry advice. He's going to come across line now, see if he can improve. He was a 10th up in Sector 2, so that's good. Where's he going to come across? He's going to go P6 with a 126.2. That's 1/10 quicker, so that was really good from him to find that time. But hopefully more time to find as the track evolution kicks in. Next across the line I think might be a Big G. It might be a Big G coming across the line. But no, he's going to start a lap. Is the Merc behind him on a lap of Fragstar? But that lap's invalidated from him. A racing point of Arc. No, he's in the pits, not that one. Taui, he'll be next. But no, that lap's invalidated as well. Where do you think people are losing? Where do you think people are invalidating their times around here?
Well, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, a lot of the time it's turn 15. Just after that hanger straight, that right-hander, the exit, so easily you can run it. You can just get the braking zone a little bit wrong, and then you're off, and then you're out of the track, and then you usually invalidate it. That is what I find personally is the most difficult, where it always gets invalidated. But I mean, there's several other corners as well.
Yeah, she was just talking about that Finto racing went faster than 125.1, so that's a really good lap from him, almost 2 tenths quicker than Massey in P2. It's really good work from him.
Yeah, and obviously Finto Racing and Massey, Dame Zero Massey at the top of the leaderboard in the championship, as well as Finto Racing. He's just working his way up so far. He's been really proving himself within these couple of races, really doing very well. And also picking up a win at Azerbaijan. So obviously he is a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure.
Yeah, Kyler Boy is coming across the line to start a lap now. A lot of people starting laps now. Big G coming across the line. He goes 4th fastest there. 1 1/10 quicker. I didn't really know how to say that then. That's a really good lap from him. Merc coming across the line now. Start a lap, I believe that is. Who's next? It's going to be Dame Zero with a 1:25.0, so quickest so far by a tenth of a second. Bit of traffic going on in sector 3 now. People are starting to pile up for the times set laps. Next across the line will be a Williams of Massey, I believe it's going to be, if I can get up there quick enough. Yeah, he goes 2/10 quicker, but that's he goes a 1:25.0, same as Dame, but for what's that, hundredths or thousands? That's hundreds, isn't it?
400th of a second, yeah.
Yeah, quicker than car behind. AlphaTauri starting the cross line, a crowd indoor. Bruno will started a lap. Finished a lap 4/10 quicker that lap. Really good from him. McLaren's going on the medium compounded tyre, so that's going to be interesting. See if he can bring that up the field a bit further. Taui now starting. He's on a lap. He's coming round. Oh, he's coming down the hanger straight. Looking really good there, nice and clean. He hasn't invalidated yet, so that's really good. Coming into the last chicane, see where he can put this time. See if he can get a good exit first. He does. That's a really nice line there. Coming across the line, keeping the car straight, and he goes P6. That's good from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now hopefully we're going to see some of the times coming a little bit quicker now. But obviously, everyone's set a pretty decent baseline lap now, and probably second runs are coming in now. Probably people are going to start pitting in, you know, maybe some of the last second runs are going to come in as well, and then we're going to hopefully see some very quick runs on their third and final run.
Yeah, unfortunately ours was wet last night, so couldn't get really any faster.
Yeah, at the end it was a little bit frustrating, but yeah.
Yeah, Total Recall's going to start a lap now, so be interested to see if he can maybe get a pole position. He's been quite good now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
in this season.
He's been performing very well, I think. He's got quite a few points in Azerbaijan, Canada, France, and his first race at Monaco unfortunately finished with the DNF. So I think he's got the potential to do well, but he's just trying to keep it in and keep going. I think he just needs to try and get that working. But for the most part, he's just been improving since the last couple of races. So he's definitely going to be someone you want to look out for.
Yeah, someone to talk about. Taui, I believe his first race was at France only a couple of races ago. Rookie driver. We saw him do some really good moves. Unfortunately, I think he just he pitted at the end, so he lost out on some point positions. But he's been really strong. He's currently running in P6 at the moment. Ever since that, he's run really strong, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really gave us a good show in France. Really just making some moves, making him show that he's there, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I want to see finally is Will Howard to get a good result. I mean, he just had a. Wait, no, sorry, never mind. He is not racing today. Ignore what I've said then. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, coming across the, just coming into the final chicane now is Total Recall. Let's see if he can maybe put it on pole or in that top 5. So he's coming across the line now. Let's see where he can put it. He goes P4 with a 1:25.3, 4/10 quicker than his last lap. That's really good from him. And Damon came across the line then. No, he didn't. It was Dingo Dolphin come across the line. Starts a lap, I believe. Yes, he is. He started a lap there. Merck next. No, he's starting a lap. He's on his out lap, ready to start a lap.
But just looking at the top 4, sorry, there are only 4/10 between them, as Total Recall has just picked up a 5-second time penalty, 5-place grid penalty. I
was about to say a 5-second time penalty.
I only just called that out the corner of my eye, but it looks like a Red Bull just sort of hit Total Recall. He may have been on a fly, and I think Total Recall may or may not have been on the racing line. And he's just collided with Dingle Dolphin, so not too sure what's happened there.
That's a shame. Cars, a few of them coming across the line now maybe. Let's try and find it. Is it Kylie Boy coming across the line? Yes, he came across the... No, he's starting a lap, sorry. Anyone's on a lap? Trying to find. Come on, Mr. Ramos, help me here.
They've all starting a lap. I'm trying to find someone who's finishing a lap.
Crowd indoor, no, he's starting a lap. The 2 cars behind him, they've pitted. Merc next across the line of Wispy. Yes, he's on a lap. Here we go. Finally, found someone on a lap. Coming now for last. Of course he pits. All that time and effort, and he goes and pits. Arc now. No, not Arc. He's on a lap though. The racing point of Towie now coming around the last corner. See where he can put this time. This is on an out lap. Of course, it was on an out lap.
Find people. There we go.
Now from Zaki's Beast across the line with a 125 and nothing. I just caught that at the corner of my eyes. Fragstar's retired from the session. So he's retired in the pit, so not sure what's gone on there. There's a racing point of Arc coming across the line now. Where can he put it? He does a 120, so he's on an out lap as well. Oh. It's all too confusing. GR8, he's not on an out lap, but he's going to come across the line. Oh, almost loses the back end there, but where can he put this time? He goes P11 with 126.4, so that's really good from him. Coming off the track to avoid people on a lap, but there was no one behind him. Who'll be next? Massey, he'll be next across the line. He's on an out lap, of course he's on an out lap. Crowd indoor, is he on a fast lap? He is on a fast lap. Let's see where he can put this time. He's got Massey in front of him, so he might have lost a little bit of downforce through the corners, but where can he put this time? He goes 8 thousandths of a second quick, sorry, 8 hundredths a second quicker. But he stays P5. I think that's Dingo Dolphin. No, I think it's Dame Zero starting a lap now. Oh, he's gone off! And he's hit the wall. Oh, turn 2 that was. He's come off and hit the wall.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate from the championship leader going off in his final lap.
Towie goes P4.
That is very unfortunate.
Well, for Towie going P4.
No, Dame's
sorry, Dame.
Well,
I say that's a really good lap from him as his teammate Art goes starting the lap.
Yeah, that's a great job qualifying 4th again. Really just showing that he's here and he's going to go and get a good result.
As the McLaren's hit the wall in sector 3 coming out of I was standing around there earlier. I can't think of the name now. Is it Chapel? No. Oh, I can't think of the name. It'll come back to me. Anyway, he's spun round, so he's hit the wall, but I don't believe he is out of the session, so he can move.
Massey is coming across the line now.
Massey. There we go. Massey's coming across the line now. He goes P1 with a 124.7. They won't be able to set a timer, unfortunately, because he went off. Crowd indoor. He's not going on the lap. Renault behind him, Affinity Racing. Can he challenge for pole position? Where's he going to put this? He goes P2 with a 128.7, yes. So that puts him P2, pushing Dame down the grid. Next across the line will be Towie, but he goes and pits. So does Dame Zero, so he's going to start from 3rd on track. Next across the line will be Zaki's Beast, but he's invalidated his lap, unfortunately. Arc coming across, he's coming down the back straight now. He ain't got much DRS, but I think this is an in lap for him. Because he ain't got much ERS, and he didn't have DRS enabled down the straight. And I think that's it. No, there's a McLaren coming across now, but I think he's going in the pits now. Yep, so that is it for qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, quite an interesting qualifying. I mean, Massey with such a great time, almost just a tenth quicker than Fin2 Racing, sorry. And them two are sort of in their own little league, 2 tenths ahead of Dame Zero. And then next behind is Towie in 4th place. Really good job from him, but only 1/10 behind is Total Recall. 10th behind him is Crowding Door, and Big G is also 10th behind. So top 7, very close to each other, you know, just a couple of tenths separating top couple. And it's just great job from Division 3. Really nice compact grid today.
Yeah, hopefully you can keep that during the race. We know how sometimes that can go.
Yeah.
Bit spread out these lot can be.
Total Recall, he's going to be dropping down to P10 after picking up a 5 place grid penalty. There we go. So I think a rundown is in order. So, pole position today is Massey for Williams, followed by Fin2 Racing, just shy off by 1/10, followed by Dame Zeri, Teatari, Total Recall, Crowding Door, Big G, Zach's Beast, Kylie Boy, Dingo Dolphin, A-Tug, GR8, Beardo Wheels, Wispy, Lim J. I can't get that name quite right, Shadow Wolf, Fragstar, Fast Scope, and that is it for qualifying.
Yeah, really good from these drivers. One of these tracks where it can be quite close, but sometimes it can be quite far away. But it'll be interesting the first lap, don't you think? Because you're going to have cold tyres. And obviously not going to be up... Well, they'll have the formation lap, but sometimes some of these flat corners you can do in qualifying aren't just so flat. You may have to lift off a little bit just to get around the corners.
Yeah, and especially around Silverstone, I do find the track is a little bit colder than normal, so it's usually quite a little bit harder to just warm up those tyres. So, I mean, people who do get the tyres warmed up will have an absolute mega start, I think. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
There can be contact down into turn 1, can't there?
I mean, usually, well, it is a flat corner, turn 1, but obviously following about 10 cars, 10, 19 cars, I mean, you're going to have to brake. I mean, people who don't are obviously going to be braking front wings and going into the back of people. It's going to be interesting to see what tactics, what strategies are going to be played in, because obviously the normal strategy would be going soft to medium. Obviously, can go for the alternate of going mediums to soft. Whether or not that's going to help them at all, but it's going to be really interesting to see what the drivers do.
Yeah, the medium, yeah. Oh, what would you call it if you're going opposite? I can't remember the name. Alternate strategy. That is quite strong round here, as long as you can keep with the soft runners, because the medium isn't too bad round here. It's quite quick, but you got to be able to try and keep without of a pit stop range of the soft runners. I'd say, like, keeping that like pit stop range, and if you're coming from the back of the grid, you should be in for some good points.
Yeah, and just speaking of the medium tyres, I've seen Beardo Wheels, Fragstar, Fast Scoped, and yeah, I did say Fragstar. So those three at the back of the grid have gone for those medium tyres, but it's like the rest of the back of the field are staying on those softs. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I'm glad to see that no one has readied up, because obviously we do have a couple new people today. Because sometimes we have had an incident in the past where new drivers forget the 5-minute break. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
Do you reckon Beardo Wheels might have a bit of a struggle off the start? Because he's got 3 soft runners, or 4 really, but he's got 3 main soft runners behind him of Wispy, Lim and Shadow Wolf. So could he be under threat there from them? I mean, because obviously they're going to be much quicker
yeah,
on these soft compound tyres.
I think it just depends. If Beardo Wheels is going to absolutely defend for his life, then he's going to really slow down Wispy, Lim, oh gosh, Annie, right, and Shadow Wolf. I mean, he's just going to slow them 3 down a lot, and probably he's going to be wasting his own medium tyres. So more than likely, he should just let them pass. As horrible as it sounds, it's just better to let them pass rather than wearing away your tyres. But it's all personal opinions. And Moto X has also opted for the medium compound to start.
Yeah, I think starting outside the top 10, you're better off starting on those medium compound tyres.
Yeah. I think you just may as well. I mean, of course, you will get a fresh set of softs, but you'll get a fresh set of mediums. I mean, it really just depends on how the driver just turns out to be and just how they do it, you know. So,
if these guys can't get past Beardo Wheels on the mediums, if he makes himself a big old bus, they're going to suffer, aren't they? Because they're not going to be able to pit around the same time as the other guys, and obviously they might get away from them, and they're just going to be further back down the grid because they've got to pit earlier.
Yeah, exactly, and obviously those softs will go off a lot quicker, so you've got to think Fragstar, Fast Scoped and Moto X, they'll catch up to those soft runners if Beardo Wheels makes himself a bus, and just it's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, further up the grid, so Massey obviously on pole. I mean, he's been doing very well recently. I mean, he's been challenging Dame Zero recently as well. Obviously, second in the championship by only 7 points ahead of Zach's Beast. But obviously, after not a great qualifying from the third championship. Zach's Beast, I mean, really, I should see him being up there, but obviously with a couple of new people like Teo Taui, really just proving himself again. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, really good from these drivers. It's a really strong grid, I think. Like, they've improved a lot more. No offence to anyone. They've improved a lot more from the start of the season, but that's always nice to see. You always see it, people improving as they get used to the game, and you just see them get quicker.
Yeah, it's always nice to see like divisions generally starting to get a lot quicker. I mean, you can see who the people who have been at the from the start of this season. You can tell they're usually the quicker ones because they've been obviously here for longer, doing a lot more practice. But I mean, you got the odd exception like Teo Taui, who's obviously just come in recently, has been outperforming quite a lot of the grid.
Yeah, he's done really well for himself, getting himself. Hopefully, he could hopefully get a top 5 finish. That'd be really good from him.
Yeah, I mean, probably even nick a podium. But Danger is not going to be happy with that qualifying, especially going off turn 1 for his final qualifying run, because then he would have challenged for pole position, but he was just really unlucky with that. So he's going to be pretty angry and probably going to be wanting that pole position back.
Yeah, I think setup has a really big thing to do around here, doesn't it? Because one of our friends had a setup and we couldn't go around turn 1 at all. The back end just constantly went. But then you put on another setup and you can take it nice and flat and everything. So it's you got to get your setup perfect to your driving style around here, don't you?
I mean, that's a massive thing as well. So key. And it looks like Division 3, we're going to go Vamos for Silverstone. This is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Vamos.
Love to see that non-existent bridge in real life.
Yeah.
Well, they've got it set out the back, don't they, in pieces? But
go out in scraps.
Bit of money sitting there. Something Silverstone doesn't have. And a clean roof by the looks of things. I've been sitting here looking at everything like, yeah, that bridge isn't there. Yeah, the roof looks like it needs a clean. But here we are for the formation lap. Hopefully we'll get a nice... Always Massey gets his grid spot nice and rubbered in there. Do you reckon that improves the start rubbing in your
maybe
grid spot?
I mean,
because I tried it round here and I think I got a bit of a better start.
Well,
I did it a bit too late.
Away from the next race.
Because surely it would, because obviously the rubber is sticky on the ground, and if you just leave a bit behind, because it does leave it behind, surely you would get a bit of an advantage out of it.
Yeah, and just look.
I think that's something we've got to try.
Yeah, Wispy has just gone off turn 3, or I don't know what has happened. He's just gone off, whether he just went too hot or something. But yeah, so obviously new drivers people to look out for is Wispy, Lim Jahi, and Fast Scoped. So obviously that'll be people to look out for. Obviously, I think Dame, he's going to be those top 3 drivers. They were very close together in Canada, I believe. They were very close. Just in the previous races, they were quite close. So I think, again, we're going to see that good bit of racing, wheel action, hopefully. And maybe Teo Taui coming into play, trying to steal the final podium.
Yeah, that'd be really good to see him get a podium so early. What do you want to call it? His career here in European Race Night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
Obviously, getting a podium is a massive confidence boost as well. I'm just having a look. The strategies come up for me. And they're saying, obviously, they're going to lap 11 to 13, but there's another strategy which has come up saying soft to hards. So whether or not, I think those meters would be fine, but if people don't feel like those meters are going to last, then they can always go opt out for the hards.
Yeah, it's strange because it tells you like the softs pit around the same time as the mediums, but surely if you're going onto the hard, you'll pit much earlier. I think it's just a strange thing with, you know, Codemaster, so they can't get anything right, can they?
Yeah.
But we're getting ready and underway for this British Grand Prix. Not gonna lie, I'm rather excited. It was exciting to drive it yesterday, but I think it's going to be even more exciting to watch this lot go round there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shame I ain't got me popcorn.
Popcorn, a cup of tea.
I'd have had like a cinema night. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Can't wait for it.
Not long now.
As we just see the final cars coming onto the back of the grid. Oh no, I'm looking from the back. Oh, we got a good spot. So it's 4 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's not going to be in sync, lucky for us. No, it's not. So it's going to have to be the good old revs up and away we go as Wispy gets a brilliant start. As the rest of the grid has gone, so I don't know if that was a bit of a jump start there from him or something, but the grid has gone. Massey gets jumped by Wispy, but Wispy had that brilliant start. A few drivers going wide, a bit back. Total Recall gaining a few positions there. Massey managing to hold on to that lead with Fintu Racing behind him. Dame Zero behind as well. Just dropped down to 4th, but I believe that's where he finished. Seeing if Towie can get past, but he's pushing really hard now in his early stages. But he doesn't want to be a bit too aggressive, as Towie looks up the inside but thinks better of it. But a bit further on, who's going on it? Moto X is looking for a couple of overtakes there on new rookie drivers. As I've got positions gained, not tyres. Tyres, there we go. There's a bit of slow cars there with is Lim? Yeah, Lim and Arky's going quite slow. Internet problems looking from him. Going through Magus Beckett's hopefully not seeing any overtakes. Be nice to see, but I think Division 3 is much smarter than that. But Massey holding the lead of this race really, but Dame is right on the back of Fintu Racing, on in this early grid spot. So he's going to go up the inside, but they're going to hold it side by side. Really good racing from these two. As Dame just gets on the grass a little bit, but this is going to give Towie the opportunity to send it round the outside. And can he do it? Dame's going to hold the position all the way. But Towie, he just unfortunately just couldn't get the car placed properly on track to get in front of him. As Massey sets fast lap of a 1:32.0, but should be quicker after this lap. As seeing no overtakes into turn 1. Don't think you can go side by side through there nice and easily, but it's not the easiest place to go side by side, as Ark's dropping down the back of the grid as he drops into the pit, so might have front wing damage there. But Beardo Wheels doing really good to get into P11 with those medium compounds of tyres, and he is staying on the back of this soft runners grid like we was talking about at the beginning of the race. But no more overtakes going on. No, I think everyone's just gapped out a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit of a gap in between each other.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute, very good start from the whole of Division 3, really keeping it clean. I mean, I did see, what was his name? Moto X, just going off at turn 7. I'm not too sure what happened, whether he just got on the power a bit too early or got on the grass around the outside. But that is him dropping down a lot of places, just a couple of places. But Zach's Beast also having a bit of trouble as well. So the two Alphas not really having a good time in P17 and P18. As talking of which, Zach's Beast gets past Shadow Wolf.
Yeah, I just had to try and fire a remote then. My TV was going to turn itself off. Yeah, there's a few drivers within that top 10. Within that second gap, there's a nice train going on for P3 really, all the way down to P6. These two are really close, and then there's a bit of a gap to Big G as he's just lost out, and he's not in the DRS, so this is going to give Total Recall a bit of an opportunity maybe to get past. We're going back down to Beardo Wheels. He's under attack from Fast, but he's keeping his pace good, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing an absolutely fantastic job. And also, there was quite amazing stuff. Big G, Total Recall and Kaidy Ball also going 3 wide down to turn 3, as Fast Scoped is now getting past Total Recall as they Beardo Will, sorry, as they collide around turn 6, and they're really getting quite racy between each other.
Yeah, this looks like Total Recall Total Recall. Beardo Will's he's dropping back a little bit, so maybe trying to save this ERS, save his fuel, just see if he can get any mistakes off of as he runs a little bit too wide there. Might get a warning for that one, as that is a big killer there for penalties. As Dame is right on the back of Fintu Racing here. DRS is enabled, he's got his overtake on. But can he send, is he going to send it? He's going to look around the outside, but no. Fintu Racing covers him off beautifully there. Well, he didn't want to send it up the inside, but is he going to try and send it up the inside now? He's looking for the gap, no. As Wispy has lost internet connection, I believe, there. And he's ghosted. I've got the hiccups all of a sudden.
But yeah, lots of just little battles going on now. Total Recall, Big G, they're getting very close to each other. Just 2 tenths now coming into turn 1 as Big G goes and loses the rear and goes off. That's the yellow flag in sector 1. That is unfortunate for Big G. After such a great start, it's dropped down so far. Very unlucky from Big G.
Yeah, his tyres are going to be really hot now, so he's going to have to just coast it around these corners a little bit. As Wispy and Towie gets past, but Wispy is in ghost mode. So I don't know if he's in the race or not, or is... I'm really confused about him, because I think he jumped the start originally. So either that or it's a bit glitched out. But something's going on here, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't really know what's happened with him, so bit of an unfortunate start to Wispy's career in ERN, but the top 3 drivers are really getting quite close to each other, although Massey is starting to pull away from Infinity Racing, just sticking outside that 1 second gap. The Crowding Door and Teo Towie also really getting very close with each other as well.
Yeah, as Red Bull of Dingo Dolphins go send it up around the outside, but he gets that move done before the corner on Kylie Boy, so that's really good there from him, getting some positions made. Yeah,
and Fragstar also just nice and easy going down the inside of Lim Jahi, so that's yellow flag sector.
Oh, as Dingo Dolphin is a bun in the chicane. That's a big shame from him there, because he gained that position really nicely, and he just spun it on the chicane, so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that at all. I mean, did he lose it, or? I mean, that's really...
I caught it, I just jumped back on, but yeah, he just lost the back end there.
So unfortunate from the Red Bull driver, as Total Recall makes a very easy move.
Yeah, he's going past. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's ghosted, so he's just going to be... Everyone's just going to be going through him now like it's nothing.
Yeah, this top 5 is sticking quite close together though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Massey's pulled away a little bit, but Infinity Racing is trying to get the speed back up to try and get back in that 1 second, because he's really under threat here from Dame Zero, because obviously he doesn't have that DRS down the straight, and he's just outside of the 1 second mark.
Yeah,
gets that corner really nicely and gets good exit.
3 second time as well.
Does he? Oh, so yeah. But he's on the back of Infinity Racing. Ooh, he looks up the inside. That compromises his exit speed. But he keeps a lot of momentum going for that corner and doesn't lose too much time now.
Yeah, Big G also just managed to get past Dingo Dolphin through Magnus and Beckett. Did a really good job there. He's pulling away now quite easily from the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, I missed that one unfortunately, as we have our first... Someone pits, Kylie Boy pits for those softs, so I don't know if he has a little bit of damage maybe. But there's a big gap in between Crowding Door, Total Recoil and Fast really, because I don't think Wispy's here.
No.
But there's a big gap there, and Total Recoil's just really sitting on his own there, isn't he? He's got nothing in front of him and nothing behind him. He's minding his own business there, isn't he?
I mean, now what he's just got to try and do is just try and focus up and try and close the gap to Crowding Door, because I mean we still got 20 laps to go of this race. I mean, although it's just a couple of laps, the laps are quite long. Coming over to like 1.5.
Dame's right on the back. Infinity Racing. He's 2 tenths, but I don't think he's going to look for it from Maggis and Beckett. So it'll be a nice move to see. But he's right on the back of his gearbox. He takes that corner a bit too much. I don't know if he gets a warning for that, and of course he goes a bit wide there due to that. But Infinity Racing gets on the grass, but can he keep the momentum? No, it doesn't look like he can. As Dame's using overtaking DRS, and can he look around the outside? He's going to look there, he's put his nose there, and he's going to hold it there, and he's got that move done really nicely, so that's him up into P2. Going to look at the hunt there. Sorry, now for Massey.
Yeah, just looking further down the grid, Fragstar, GR8 and Bitter was really quite close together now for P9, P10 and P11. This Dame Zero sets a fast lap of 1:28.740.
Yeah, so the battle for P9 there. But good driving for these, and good for GR8, sorry, Fragstar, as he's keeping up with his soft runner. And I think the softs are going to start going off around now, maybe lap 10 is worth pitting. What was the strategy around lap 10? You did the softs yesterday, didn't you?
11 to 13 was the pit window for the softs. But just to give a quick shout out to Fast Scoped, he's done a brilliant job picking up. Well,
Yeah, I'm just on board with him
now
now.
11 positions, and those mediums have worked for him like an absolute treat. I mean, he's had no problems whatsoever as Moto X picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, that's really good from him. A lot of drivers are close together, but they're I don't know. They're close together, but they're separated, like the small groups of cars, aren't they?
Yeah, there's just a lot of trains starting to form now. Like,
Yeah, this battle for ninth is still going on.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the top few, Massey starting to get away now from Dame Zero. Finty
It's
Racing.
even a battle for 13th.
Well, there's just brilliant from Division 3. Lots of battles going on, which is what we love to see in ERN, as Finty Racing is getting quite close to Dame Zero. Just now trying to stick in that DRS range of 1 second. But it's going to be interesting to see how those mediums play in for Fast Scoped and some other people, I believe, as well. Like Bido Wills. He's had an absolute... He's had a brilliant start on those mediums, as well as Fragstar. I mean, those mediums just seem to work.
Yeah, it's a really good job from these guys. But there's not much overtaking being done. It is a really difficult place to overtake around here. There's a few corners you can hold it around the outside, but it's really hard to do. It's a high risk, high reward type situation, isn't it? As Vintage Racing drops out of a second to Dame Zero, so that's really going to affect his race. As Towie is still on the back of him and holding in that second gap as he runs a little bit wide there, but doesn't get a penalty from it. Might have a warning though. Looking a bit further back down the grid, GR8 is running in the points. He was second within Beardo Wills, and Beardo Wills is on the mediums, so he's going to run this race much longer. But one to watch is Fast to Scope, like you said. He's on the mediums. He's got big gaps to cars in front, because obviously he's had to work his way through the grid as if top 6 really have ran away with it. But obviously they're going to have much shorter pace to pit. But he's going to be able to take these mediums to around... What would you say the pit window is for mediums?
Oh.
15?
Yeah, 15.
17?
I think it'd be more. So, Bido Wills also gets past Wispy, as obviously Wispy, I believe, is disconnected from the session, so he's going to be dropping down the field as well.
Yeah, there's GR8 and Wispy, yeah. It's really confusing because you see an overtake, then you're like, oh, overtake. But it's just him going straight through, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah.
Oh, there's crowd indoors looking at Towie there. I think he just looked up the inside, but Towie held it around the outside, so really good defending there from him. But he's under pressure now from crowd indoors. He's been here for quite a long time, and really a rookie driver of Towie. He's doing really well to run in 4th place, but he's under a bit of pressure there.
Yeah, I mean, these people, they're going to be racing throughout the whole race. Obviously, they're on the same strategy, so they're going to be sitting with each other throughout the whole 26 laps.
Sorry, Towie, he looks like he's got a brilliant exit. He's got DRS now. He's going to look up the inside, but Fintu Racing covers that off. he's saying to Towie, you're not taking that one. He does pit. As Towie just takes out the 150 metre ball. Doesn't like that one, obviously.
So it looks like...
But we've got our first pit.
Yeah.
There's a pit window is open for the mediums.
So I think going for the earlier pit may benefit these drivers, obviously. Going that 1 lap earlier, obviously, it's such a long pit lane. I mean, they could probably get a little bit of time. I mean, I've found doing some practice, obviously, the undercut was actually... It was decent, you know. That you can get some time off of the car in front, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where these people come out.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. With Fast now, Scope, sorry, he's up into P5 now, and he may be leading the race when everyone else is pitted. So it's really interesting there, because where are they? They're down in P13, and they've got all this traffic to clear. So that's going to be, might be held up a little bit there, so it's going to be really interesting there. Whereas Massey's still got quite a dominant lead over Dame Zero, and these two are kind of keeping around the same mark as Dame is really pushing now, so I believe this will be both their in laps to come into the pits, as Crowd and Door is right on the back of Towie still. But we won't go for a move here because he's a bit too far back, or is he? He's catching it at a rate of knots, but yeah, he's a bit too far back. He just closes his DRS there so he doesn't catch him mid-corner. But will these two pit now? That is the question. Yes, they do. Dame's pitted, Towie's pitted, and Crowd Indoor has pitted. So Massey's the only one yet to pit. That's really shaped it up as the undercut is a really big thing around here, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to see fast scoped up into P2, but yeah, Massey, very interesting going, sticking on to those tyres.
Oh, it's a safety car.
And Massey has just been gifted the win. Well, it looks like it.
His Moto X is off. Going into Maggots and Beckett's, he's just overshot the corner and he's gone off there.
Wow.
No, it's not. No, it's not Maggots and Beckett. Yeah, just before Maggots and Beckett, sorry. Yeah, so that is a corner that is quite difficult when you're on a bit of worn tyres, but they shouldn't have been too worn as they were 9-lap-old mediums. That is a big shame. And the people that have just pitted are kind of a bit screwed over, like Fin2 Racing, as he pitted before the safety car, and everyone else has been gifted a free pit stop in front of him, so that is really his position now, P9. But Massey's been gifted this opportunity to pit now. Scope, he might hold P2 now. Well, he will hold P2.
Yeah, I mean, that's really unfortunate for those drivers who obviously just pitted. I mean, anyone who just stayed out. So Massey, I mean, he's been very lucky staying out. I mean, obviously we were questioning why he was staying out.
Bit of a Lewis Hamilton luck.
Yeah. I mean, we were questioning why he was staying out, but it may have been because of this. Maybe he was expecting a safety car at some point. But I mean, he's just been so lucky with that.
Yeah, he's been seriously so lucky. This is such a long pit lane as well, so to pit under it is kind of a bit of a bummer, because I don't know how many seconds it is. It might be about, is it 20, 21 seconds maybe under a pit stop? Yeah, under a pit stop for here, because it's such a long pit lane. And he's just been gifted a free pit stop basically, so he'll lose no time under it.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what fast scope goes on to, because obviously I'm assuming he's going to go on to the softs, but whether or not
it's a pit window for softs.
Yeah, perfect timing as well actually. Lap 12.
He's been gifted this as well.
Oh, fast scope is very happy with that, so he's going to be... Where is he going to come out? Where is he going to come out?
Oh dear, no, maybe he's not being gifted it so much as he dropped down to P7 now. But I think he'd be a bit further back if this was, as Fragstar is on the hard compound tyre. That's a bit strange. Some people are going on to softs, but Wispy hasn't picked for softs and he's been on these tyres. Oh yeah, he's not here, is he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Fragstar opting for those hards is definitely a bit of an odd strategy. Obviously, most of the grid is now. It's going to be very interesting to see, because obviously fast scope is going to be on those softs, and they're going to take him to the end. So he's going to be making some moves, and he's going to want to make them quick, because we've only just 14 laps left. He's got a way to go, but still, those laps will go down quickly.
Yeah, plus he gets the extra. Well, you get a bit of extra tyres, don't you? Because he ain't using them so much for these corners, as your right-hand tyres get murdered around this track.
Yeah.
With these high-speed corners, and he's not obviously going to have to go around these corners so fast. You'll be able to just keep him in that nice warm, about around 80 degrees, nice warm temperature, and he's just going to be set. So he's going to have about how long's safety car probably going to be? About 3 laps, maybe 4. So that's 3 or 4 laps taken off those softs. So how many laps is that? You're the math whiz. I'm not doing the maths. Take 4 laps of how many laps is left.
Well, that's 10 laps, so he could quite easily stretch.
Yeah, that'll make it
to 10 laps. So I think he's going to be quite pleased with that. Dame hasn't really been hindered too much, because he's still behind Massey, and if anything, he's going to get straight past Wispy, because obviously he's going to be invisible. I
think it could hold him up a little bit, because he's got to stay behind Wispy, because he is in quote-unquote P2. And obviously AI horrible under a restart.
Obviously, as soon as it goes, as soon as we go green for racing, he's going to be going flying past Wispy, and then I think he might be Hellspurs, to be honest. I mean, at first it looked awful, but now Massey is actually really close to Dane. And that chance is just a little bit close, but I think Into Racing has probably been hindered the most, I think. So he's dropped down behind Crowding Door and Teotawi. So and maybe Teotawi may be picking up that third position if he can hold it and keep it away from Crowding Door and Findlay Racing. And don't forget Total Recall as well. And obviously behind him are the two soft runners of Fast Scope and Beardo Wills, who are going to be, well, I mean, they're going to want to take any opportunity they can.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. One to watch is Fragstar, because I don't know if he's going to drop down the grid, because he's gone on the hard compounder tyres, strange enough. So I don't know if he ran out as being a bit of a little bit of an incident in front. It looks like someone's recording that. Weren't very happy with that one. But yeah, Fragstar, he's gone on the hards for some reason. Well, maybe he didn't have any mediums left and he didn't feel like the softs were going to take to the end for him.
That's going to be quite interesting, because he's then going to basically separate the grid in two. So all the people in front, so P9 onwards and then P10 downwards, there's going to be a big gap, because obviously one, Beardo was on those softs and Fragstar is on hard, so there's a big difference there. So any chance of Fragstar...
There's a safety car is in this lap.
So any chance of Fragstar getting a good start and getting past Beardo Wills is very unlikely. But yeah, let's get ready to go green, let's get ready to go racing, and let's just watch those key people.
It's strange, the AI though of Wispy just being sitting there on 12 lap holders. Massey's getting ready to go. Is he going to go now? Yes, he has. He's gone. So this has hindered Dame actually quite a lot. Look how much he's dropped off there now. He's got to try and get past this AI straight away, and he's got past that. So that's critical to get past there straight away. And he's done it. But oh, Towie right on the back there. And there was a bit of a yellow safety car, yellow flag going on. There's a McLaren that runs quite wide of fast. Sorry, Scope. Is he going? Oh, they just tapped their fast and Total Recall. And it pushed him off the track, and I think he lost a position there. Or
sorry,
I think he might have actually
getting
kept it.
very close to each other as well.
As Fincher Racing gets past Wispy, as Wispy's dropping out down the back, is obviously him being a AR driver. But Massey's got a brilliant start there. He's 2 seconds already. As Fast gets past. Oh, that's so annoying. As Shadow Wolf and Ark spun round. That's such a shame from him. And he spun round again, trying to spin himself the right way round. That's a big shame there. But everyone's really close together now, so it's a good push now for the last couple of laps. Well, last 11, 12 laps of this race. But no position's going to be maybe set around this Maggots and Beckett's area. But Jesus, Massey got a good start.
Well, what I was looking at is Dame Zero almost came to a complete stop before crossing the line. So whether there was something wrong with the delta and like restricting his throttle input, I'm really not too sure what happened. But Dame came to a almost complete stop just before the start-finish line.
Yeah, it's quite strange, isn't it? I didn't catch that. I just caught him get kind of stuck behind the AI of Wispy, as Wispy's car finally pits off those 13 lap old mediums. But that's such a big gap he's lost. That's such a shame from him. Not being able to do that as Crandor picks up a 3-second time penalty, and a few people decide to pit for front wing changes. But grid is finally back close together, and Towie's defending a bit. Oh, he's losing the back end, so is this going to give Crowdendor the opportunity to look round the outside? So he's right on the back of him now. No DRS, obviously, till 3 laps as Shadow Wolf decides to pit. But he's going to send it up the inside. These two are going to be side by side through the corner. Can he get this move done? But no. Towie keeps it really defensive. He doesn't grass a little bit there. Might hinder. And Finchu Racing is thinking about trying to get back in this battle as well. But great there from Towie, holding on to that P3. Let's see if he can make that to the end of the race. Finchu Racing is right on the back of the gearbox of Crowding Door. But it doesn't look like he's going to want to make a move from Maggots and Beckett. It's a bit of a smart move there, especially this far into the race. But right on the back of him now, as long as he gets a good exit off here. But he does, he's got a really good exit. Crowdendor goes a little bit too wide there. He goes defensive, trying to break that toe. But
sorry, his Total Recall has just gone off around the final section of Maggots and Beckett.
He got on the track quick. But that little battle done as Fin2 Racing's right on the back of Crowd and Door still. We'll have to see where this battle can go. As Massey sets fastest lap and Dame sets fastest lap, and then Dame sets gets a 3-second time penalty. Too many things there. But these soft runners of Scope and Beardo, they haven't really made up anything from this safety car.
No, not really, except creating a massive gap between them and Fragstar. But I did see at the start of the safety car, Lim Jahi, sort of, I don't know what happened, but I saw a broken front wing, and then him as well as Shadow Wolf just went and retired into the pit. So that's 2 more people out at the beginning of the safety car.
Yeah, it's showing a few people really far back due to broken front wings. That kind of puts them out of this race unless there is another safety car that could possibly be.
Yeah, I mean...
But apart from that, the gap's starting to form a little bit again,
yeah,
isn't it?
I mean, Terry is really pushing to try and get within that 1 second of Game 0, and probably Crowd and Door and Fin2 Racing going to be following in suit soon, hopefully.
Is he on a wheel? Towie? Because he looks really smooth. It looked really smooth through there.
I mean, I believe he's on a pad. Yeah, I believe that's a pad. But yeah, I mean, Terry's doing an absolutely fabulous job. I mean, he's going to be taking that P3 unless he has any sort of penalties. I mean, penalties are a massive thing around here as well. There you go.
He sets the fastest lap of the race, actually, but that's done by Scope after that. But Scope on his first outings in P6. But Fin2 Racing's right on the back of Crowd and Door once again. He's looking to get this move done, see if he can get P4 and maybe get a bit further up, and maybe try and fight for P3 as he's only second, 0.6. But Crowd and Door is really going to be hindered by this, because he doesn't have DRS, and DRS is now enabled again. It's Fin2 Racing. He can save his ERS underneath this as well, because obviously using your DRS, it kind of hinders you not using your overtake button, so you can save that while going down the straights.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm just looking at Fast Scoped is really catching to the back of Fin2 Racing on those much quicker, softer compounds. So whether he's going to absolutely blitz it past Fin2 Racing and Crowd and Door, I mean, we'll see. But he's gaining on Fin2 Racing at a rate of knots coming around the end of Magnus Brackets. He gets a little bit on the grass there. But it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with all the time penalties, because I know I did see a lot of drivers picking up quite a few big time penalties, a lot of 3 seconds, a lot of couple of 6 seconds as well. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen at the end of the race.
As he gets a 3-second time penalty if his Scope does. That's a big shame there. But Towie now, he's got back into the 1 second mark of Dame 0, so his Dame may be lifting off a little bit now, trying to preserve these tyres. They are 6 lap old, but it shouldn't be too bad as Towie does get back in that. That's really going to help him, isn't it? Because he doesn't have to use his ERS so much. He's got 21%, about 26, sorry now, of his ERS. And if Crowd and Door gets right on the back of him again, as he's fallen down the grid a little bit, fallen back a bit, he has got that energy to overtake. But Fin2 Racing's right on the back of Crowd and Door, and can he maybe try and have a look, see if he can get this move done? Strange corner. I don't like this corner here. It's really awkward whichever way you go. It's a bit difficult to overtake, but Total Recall going around the outside of Dingo Dolphin there. Just caught the end of that little battle. But there is such a big train here for P7, really.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's kind of what we expected, because, well, actually not really. Beardo was just not sure what's happened, but he just sort of not had pace as much as Fast Scope. But I mean, yeah, they're all just sort of sticking behind him. It's actually quite a train track. It sounds weird, but you do always see it in a lot of races around Silverstone. You always see a lot of trains form quite early on, and I think we'll have the answer to that as Bitter Wills is coming into the pit lane, and I'm not too sure why.
We haven't had any virtual safety cars, so it's not a having the pit underneath the I can't think of what it is. You're going to, drive through. He's pitted for medium, so did he have a bit of damage there? Or
I
was he
mean,
just
I didn't
maybe
see
thought
any damage, but he may have just gone for it anyway.
Softs might not have been working for him. But Fragstar, he's still there. He's actually gained like 2 positions from when we last saw him back in the safety car. He's gained 2 positions. He's on his hard, and GRA isn't really gaining on him.
I mean,
he's actually losing time on him.
Yeah, Fragstar doing a wonderful job with those hards, and I believe it's actually gaining on Zach as being in front on those mediums. But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out, whether he's got a lot of penalties or not. Infinity Racing is still behind crowding doors. He's getting very close round, just coming onto the DRS zone.
Oh! Crowding gets on the grass there, and could this give Infinity Racing the opportunity? He's got the DRS open, but he ain't got no overtake. Well, he's got overtake to use, but he hasn't got much of it. He's right on the gearbox. Is it going to be now or never as he runs wide? He doesn't get a time penalty there. Dame gets a 3-second time penalty again, so it's going to be maybe dropping him out of a podium position. But he's Infinity Racing's right up Crowding Doors gearbox there.
I mean, this is going to be a battle to definitely watch for the next couple of laps.
Yeah, definitely. There's a yellow sector 1. Don't know what's happened there. Is it Dame? He's gone off! He was running in P2 and he's gone off. He's going to be fuming about that one. He can't come back on yet because of the car's coming round. But he can go now.
That is so unfortunate. I mean, that to me, that looked like the same.
Infinity Racing's right on the back of Crowding Door again. Sorry to interrupt there. And that also gives Towie P2 with a bit of a gap behind him.
I mean, that looked like the same kind of incident that he had at qualifying turn 1 for his final fastest lap. So maybe that's just something that
Feels exactly the same.
Yeah. So maybe that's just a repeat of qualifying. So maybe that's just driver error that he hasn't really sort of sorted out within the last couple of laps. And Fast Scoped is really chasing up to the back of Infinity Racing and joining this fight for the final podium position.
Yeah, a lot of them none of them have got really any ERS, do they? To fight.
Yeah, it's just almost stalemate. They just don't have enough to obviously make
that extra
an
boost down the straight and get that move, yeah. As Fastest dropped out that 1 second mark. But he's in Fastest kind of sorry, Scope. Are you calling him Scope or Fast? Scope. I'll call Fast Scope.
Both.
He's doing really well because this is his first race, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's keeping it nice and clean. But I think he could be on for a podium here if these two make a bit of a mistake. But he's kind of in the DRS train here because there's 2 cars in front as Dame Zero has retired from the session. So is that his first retirement of this season?
I
think it could
check.
That could be his first DNF of the season. So he's not going to get any points today.
No, that is.
It's not like he matters.
Yeah,
It matters. Gap between him and the next. But Fintu Racing, he's not giving up on this position. He wants 3rd all the way to the end. But Fast dropped back a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, maybe those softs are they've sort of started to reach the end of their life now on 8 laps. He's still got 5 laps to take those softs, so whether or not he maybe possibly puncture territory. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with him.
Yeah, whereas Fintu Racing, he hasn't got any ERS, so he can't. And it looks like Crandall's maybe got a bit of a better straight line speed than Fintu Racing does, because he uses that DRS to catch back up, and Crowding Door just pulls away again in the corners.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's all about the setup. It's just how you have your setup, whether you want a low downforce or a high downforce one round this circuit. I mean, it's definitely up to the driver. I mean, how they drive and their style and everything.
Yeah, Crowding Door's going to get podium at this time of the race if he can keep behind Fintu Racing, as there is 4 laps left of this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 4 laps. I had to check my maths there.
Yeah, not long left of the race as we're heading to this end of the race, so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, there's a lot to play in. I mean, obviously, these guys are rating for that P3 Fintu Racing, whether or not he's going to get it on penalties. That, I think, is going to be the biggest thing, penalties. It's going to be massive. It's going to change up the grid completely, in my opinion.
His Total Recall gets past GR8 really well there. I think he went up the inside of GR8 and GR8 weren't really expecting it. Not that it was dirty, but he just weren't expecting the move to be done there and kind of caught him off guard.
Yeah, very good from Total Recall. Obviously, he did drop down to...
As Fincher Racing's right on the back of Crowding Door, is he going to look up the inside? Yes, he is, but Crowding Door's going to hold it all the way around the outside. Can he get the move done? No, but he's going to try and send it up the inside here. Can they get this move done? He's looking up the inside. Plenty of respect given there. He goes a little bit wide there. And if Crowding Door and him have a little bit of a touch there, but he's lost a fair bit of time again.
I mean, that outside line is really, really coming into play around turn 15. It's just such a dominant line. I mean, if you may as well defend the outside rather than the inside, because it's just you have so much more grip on that outside line. I mean, perfectly shown by Crowding Door, who places his car on the outside. It's really good from Crowding Door.
Yeah, I think a lot of corners around here is you send it around the outside instead of up the inside, isn't it?
It's quite an odd track, but that is definitely how you've got to overtake around quite a few of these corners.
It hasn't taken Fintu Racing that long to get back on the back of Crowding Door. He makes a little bit of a mistake there, using the overtake just to stop that from being a big thing. Dowie's on for P2. Massey's had a really dominant race. He's been in the lead for, I think it's almost every single lap, yeah, of this race. That's really good from him.
I mean, yeah.
Always Crowding Door gets a 3-second time penalty there for cutting that corner a bit too much.
Yeah, Massey's just had such a dominant race. He's been, I mean, absolutely flawless. He hasn't had any mistakes whatsoever. I mean, that just shows how dominant Massey is. I mean, it's just a great job from him.
I think Scopes, just watching on his fast scope, I think his just tyres are dropped off now. He's lost 4 seconds to the cars in front, but the cars behind him are catching quite quickly now of Zakis, Beast and Fragstar.
Yeah, I mean...
So maybe those softs didn't work for him.
I mean, maybe there is a chance that he may be getting a puncture. He may be in puncture territory, which, I mean, that's not going to be good within the closing laps. There's 2 laps left, so let's hope he doesn't, because he's had an absolute fabulous race for his debut driving at ERN.
Yeah, there's Towie, Crowding Door is just almost in the DRS of Towie. So if Towie, as it goes down to 1.1 seconds, he's really pushing now. He's got to push really hard now, because if they get in his DRS, he ain't got much of it. As Fincher Racing's going to look round the outside, he gets pushed onto the grass, but he manages to keep that one. Doesn't send it straight. Doesn't manage to go straight on, as that is a corner that can typically, if you go off there, you go straight on.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty brave from the 2 drivers there. I mean, it's not really an overtaking corner. That that's turn 9. It's not really an overtaking corner, but I mean, if worse comes to worse, you can always send it. You know, send the letter and go for it.
Yeah, I think you can go there side by side flat. Oh, there's Frank. Oh, Fintu Racing spins and hits the wall on the inside. Oh! That came out of nowhere.
That is so unfortunate from Fintu Racing. It must have been those tyres. They must have just been going 14 laps old. I mean, blimey, that came out.
He's just too eager on the throttle.
Yeah. Wow, and that is so unfortunate for Fintu Racing. Really.
Shame. But there's nothing we can do about that. It didn't cause a safety car, luckily, as we're coming on to the penultimate lap. As what? Is the race still going for you?
Yeah.
It's kicked me out of the session again.
Oh no! I'll get you in. I'll get you in.
It says the race is finished. Quick. Not this again.
Yeah, we're about to come on to the final lap. I'll do some running commentary. At the moment, yeah.
Not again.
Yeah, everyone's pretty close to each other. It's all right. Yeah, Crowding Door's getting into the DRS of Towie now, coming round the final corner of Towie, as Massey has started the final lap now, coming into turn 1. Towie and Crowding across the line now for the final lap as Kylie Boy
Come
goes
on!
round the outside of Dingle Dolphin, round and down into turn 15. I mean, that was a lovely move there.
Rub it in our faces.
You in yet?
And send us another invite quick.
Alright, on it.
Oh no, actually, I'll join in. Come on. Come on. Come on.
There we go.
Get in the session.
Get it for the end, get it for the end.
Spectate. Come on, 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 come on.
Yeah, Massey is still leading by now 5 seconds. Crowding door. He's only 6/10 behind Terra Towie. Are you in?
It's just loading. Please wait. Come on. No, I don't want to wait. Come on.
Massey's
I'm
now
so sorry about this, viewers.
just exiting Maggots and Beckett's now. Crowding door is still only 4/10, so he could be making a move down.
I'm back in.
Okay.
As Massey's coming down the back straight. There we go. Yep. As Crowding Door can't. Is he going to send it for a late one? Yes, he is. He's going to go up the inside. Towie's going to defend for his life. But he's going to hold it around the outside. But Crowding Door's just going to keep that one. But is he going to go for a last lap dive bomb? Yes, he is. But oh, plenty of room left there as Massey wins the race with the fastest lap actually. Crowding Door. Sorry, these two go side by side off across the line. And Fast Scope comes across the line with 14 positions made, so really good work there from him. Zach is beast. Fragstar gets P5 there as Fast Scope's dropping down the grid like mad, so he obviously had a lot of penalties. As he only gained 10 positions now, and Fragstar's gained 12. So that's really good work there from him.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, what a hectic.
On the hard compounded tyre as
yeah.
well, because he was in P10 under the safety car and he's made it to P5. Obviously that's only 5 positions, but he decided to do something different and it worked for him.
I mean, that's so unfortunate from Fast Scope because he got quite a few penalties, but I mean, massive that final lap with Crowding Door and Terra Tower. Oh my lord, was that close?
Gave you another heart attack, has it?
Yeah. As Fragstar picks up the driver of the day. But I mean, what an amazing race from Division 3 tonight at Silverstone as Massey picks up another win. Really great job.
So closing that gap with Dame, as Dame didn't get any points this race, did he? Because he unfortunately spun off and then decided to retire. Thought it wasn't worth for the rest of his day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really unfortunate for Dame Zero, obviously championship leader. But Terra Towie, I believe, picking up his first podium in ERN. Great job from Terra Towie. Obviously racing right to the line. Crowding Door he did a great job around the final couple of corners. I mean, that sealed it.
So who's your driver of the day? I think maybe Fragstar or Towie.
I think
Towie did a really good job and Fragstar gained the most positions.
I'm either debating Crowding Door or Fragstar, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Fragstar.
Yeah, Fragstar, we're going to go with that.
Yeah, so I'll get him in. So, great race from Division 3 today, and I'm going to do a rundown, as always. So, your winner today at Silverstone Grand Prix is Massey, followed by Crowding Door, and followed by Terra Towie picking up his first podium of the season so far, followed by Zacchus Beast, Fragstar, Total Recall, Big G, Fast Scoped, GR8, Kylie Boy, Dingle Dolphin, Ater, Theodore Wills, Wispy, Fintia Racing, Dame Zero, Shadow Wolf, Lim, Jahi, and Moto X to finish off the grid. That is it for today. Obviously with our...
Sorry about that.
It has been a long day today.